Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is the Sun Woman, and to those celebrating Thanksgiving, happy, blessed, and safe Thanksgiving to you all, and happy full moon in Gemini to everyone. So this full moon is taking place on November 25th in the signs of Gemini and Sagittarius, and we all know that during the full moon our emotions are heightened. There is definitely a atmosphere for psychic and intuitive energies being very strong. We know also that during the full moon things can come to light. There can be revelations of information that we were either not expecting or were hoping to uncover. So during this full moon in Gemini, you will find usually that through conversations, through some sort of communication, you may be getting information to help you resolve something that you were hoping to resolve. This could be a long-standing situation, and there is a strong sense of spirituality in this full moon because the opposite sign of Gemini is Sagittarius, and that 9th house and 3rd house connection rules the connection between the higher mind and the logical mind that we use on a daily basis. So the connection between our spiritual nature, our spiritual mind, and the daily perception that we receive, the daily messages that we receive. Now, what I've decided to do this month is continue on with the full moon readings, and I also wanted to address the concept of twin flames because this full moon is in Sagittarius and Gemini, Gemini being the sign of the twins. There's a definite connection between the twin connection, and we'll find that that is, can affect all of us in some way depending on where it falls in our charts. Now, just to address twin flames, we talk about twin flames, soulmates, and if you think about it, we're all on some level looking for that other soul that is going to complete us. Now, what exactly is a twin flame? Well, in the different descriptions that I've read and that I've found interesting, the twin flame is really a different and more profound connection in many ways than even a soulmate. Okay, while we can actually have many soulmates in our lives, which can be platonic or romantic, which can be family connections, friend connections, there is really only one twin flame. And this is because the twin flame is understood as generally a physically embodied soul expression, which is the polar opposite, or the complementary aspect to our own soul. So the other half of our soul. I've heard it explained by those who are way more spiritually advanced than you or I may be, and who have more depth of knowledge on the subject. I've heard them explain that in a sense, when the source of everything, God force or the universe, or however you want to name the force that has created all of us, when that source was dividing itself into infinite expressions of consciousness, infinite souls, for the purpose of experiencing itself and experiencing life and existence on a physical level, each soul coming to experience that connection was split into two parts of a whole. Okay, so therefore the twin flame can really be understood to be the other half of one's own soul. Now, what I've done, I've posted actually on my blog. If you check out Tumblr, which I've started a new blog on Tumblr, which could be just connections to my own channel or interesting articles that I found that I just want to share. And then I'll also be doing some writing and some poetry as well. I will be posting some more articles on twin flames. Now, what I'd like to just go ahead and do in this reading this month is go through each of the signs and see if we concentrate on the connection of twin flame connections. I want to see what the messages are for each of the individual 12 signs as far as whether we are with our twin flame, whether we are waiting to become connected with our twin flame, whether, again, we are seeking that connection, or whether we are questioning whether we have met that person, or whether there are boundaries or limitations to meeting that person. But know that with the twin flame connection, there are some signs. One of the signs is a really intense acceleration of our evolution, meaning that, meeting that person brings about some tremendous change in our life. So there's intense chemistry, and there's a rapid acceleration of our personal development and their personal development. So some major change in our life is brought about by meeting this person. Their energy spurs us on or inspires us to create deep changes and transformations in our life. There's also a sense of knowing when you meet your twin flame. There's a feeling that you have with them that's unlike any other connection that you've had in this life. You'll feel something unspeakable between your heart and that person's heart. There's also either a sense of peace or chaos. So meeting the twin flame, keep in mind, is really not for the faint of soul or for the faint of heart, because we can have an unbelievable expansion in our lives, or there can be a lot of chaos that takes place because of the tremendous change that we are allowing to take place in our lives, okay? And there, in any way, that connection is going to challenge us to our core. And on a sexual level, if this is, that twin flame connection, that romantic twin flame connection, we may experience very powerful sexual connection with that person that may be unlike any we've ever experienced. There may be the feeling of an outer body experience during the sexual connection, and there may be just a feeling of mergence with that twin soul that is very different than anything else you've experienced, and kind of wipes away time, space, and the sense of, being physically embodied in this world. So there are other connections, there are other clues that will connect us to, will give us the sense that we've met our twin soul. Let's just go ahead and go through each of the 12 individual signs and see what the message is this month of November on this full moon in Gemini and Sagittarius, and see what the messages are for finding, keeping, or attracting our twin souls and our twin flame. All right, let's get to the individual readings. Hello, my Libras. This is your reading for the full moon in Gemini. And this particular full moon, how I feel that this is affecting you in relation to your twin flame, if you're already in a relationship, or whether you're in a relationship or whether you are seeking that twin flame connection, there's going to be a big emphasis here on communication. Okay, on the words that you say, on the thoughts that you are thinking, on the way that you are connecting with someone on a verbal or non-verbal level, okay? So being careful of the words that you are expressing, of the ideas that you are expressing, how you are expressing yourself, controlling your thoughts. There's a spiritual emphasis here as well, because there is a need for you to balance between what your logical mind tells you and what your higher mind tells you in regard to your twin flame search or your twin flame connection. So again, communication going to be very important for you, and there also may be for some of you a connection between travel. Okay, there may be a challenge for you to have to uproot yourself either temporarily or permanently in connection to your twin flame, or in your search for your twin flame. This person may live somewhere far away from you, someone either that you're already connected to or someone that is going to be, you know, who is your better half, your other half. So again, connection, long distance travel, communication, words, emails, text messages, the written word, going to be very important for you in your twin flame connection or your search, you know, at this time. Let me just go ahead and put down 4 cards from the Tao Oracle deck, which I'm using, and I like to use this deck because there are some very strong spiritual messages that are given by the Tao Oracle. It's a very ancient divination method, and I find it to be very effective, especially in emotional romantic matters when we're talking about spiritual connections. All right, so 4 cards, and I also read these cards right side up. And this is for my Libras. This Gemini full moon affecting your 3rd, as I said, your 3rd and 9th houses. So I feel like there is some connection for you either with your family in relation to your twin flame, either the person you're with or the person that is, you know, that you are seeking. Either this is someone with whom you have met or who you are connected to through family. Now, not to say that this is a family member. We're talking about someone who's not a family member, but who is connected to your family in some way, or who feels like family to you. So maybe someone who you met who instantly felt like a kindred spirit. There may be, you may have grown up in the same community or in the same city, or not far from each other. You may have, you know, lived in the same neighborhood. So there is a strong sense of that person being connected to you and your home life. And there being a strength of connection there, an immediate sense of intimacy between the two of you because of that bond and of that common bond and that kindred, that sense of kindred connection. Okay, so either through connected through blood bonds or just feeling, you know, it may be someone. One of the signs of a twin flame connection is that there is just a sense of comfort and connection, feeling at home with that person, to the point where you feel like brother or sister sometimes, or, you know, or brother and brother, sister and sister. There is that sense of a familial bond, even though you are romantically connected. Now, what I feel the message is right now on you is that you are keeping still in some way. There is a sense of detachment from the relationship. Now, for what reason? Well, there may be a need to meditate and to figure out what the next step is. There may be a need to compose yourself, Libra. There may be, you may have been very, you know, a lot of frenetic activity, a lot going on in your life, and right now there's a sense of a need for self-renewal, detachment from the world around you, and you may be sitting in contemplation, thinking a lot about this connection, thinking a lot about this other person, keeping still. You know, I just feel like there is there is taking a breather. Just now I felt like I needed to take a deep breath. So really taking a breather from actively pursuing this relationship or aggressively pursuing this relationship. You're finding your serenity. You're needing to keep still. And this is important right now for you because there is going to be some type of arousing, some type of dramatic shift in your life in relation to this person is coming up. Now, before that, though, what I feel like this keeping still and this trying to detach yourself, compose yourself, like deep within you know that this connection is going to be life-changing for you. It is going to shake things up. Your life is going to change drastically because of this person and this connection, either the one that you've already connected to or this person coming into your life. And so you are... it is going to rejuvenate you. It is going to rejuvenate your life. There is a very strong sense of spiritual connection here. So a really powerful connection, a real powerful message of spiritual alchemy and the blending of two people, the blending of two separate lives, the blending of two personalities, the blending of two spiritual journeys to come together to create one life together. And it is going to allow you both to attain a higher level of mastery in your life. It's going to give you the opportunity to obtain a higher level of mastery, of rejuvenating each other, of rejuvenating your life, of becoming wiser because you are connected, okay? A very strong, deep connection there is either in the making or on its way. Okay. Now, what I was referring to as the awe-inspiring change, understand that this connection is happening in your life. This person either is in your life right now or will be coming into your life to really shake things up and wake you up from where you were sleeping, okay, on a spiritual level. A dramatic change that's going to take place in your life that may be somewhat unpredictable. Maybe a dramatic power shift. You may be having to hand over or give over some of your power to this other person once they weave themselves into your life. And it's going to be an awe-inspiring change for you. You may change drastically inside and your outer world, okay? It may cause an upheaval for you. Again, going back to where this full moon is taking place, it is in that 3rd and 9th house. The 3rd house is your immediate neighborhood. The 9th house is lands far away from you or a destination far away. You may end up moving from where you are living right now to another country perhaps, okay? Or to a state that's far from where you currently are. There may be an opportunity for expansion, not just on an emotional or a spiritual level, but on a physical level, perhaps to living conditions that are much larger, more spacious than where you currently are. It may be a shock to your system on some level, maybe a shock to others around you that your life is going to change so drastically through this person, but it is a positive change. It is nothing negative. It may seem somewhat disruptive to you because it is going to shake you out of this sleep that you've been in or this status quo that you've been in maybe for years, okay? But it is something that once you allow it into your life, it is going to change your life drastically. And it's going to wake you up, and it's going to create a brand new life for you, Libras, okay? So amazing reading here. You are right now keeping still because deep within your soul there is a knowing. okay, that maybe your logical mind is not listening to, but that your higher mind, your higher self is very well aware of and has been waiting for some time. And this is something that you are preparing yourself. You're preparing the table for this soul. You may have made this deep family connection, this kindred connection, and now it's going to take you somewhere that you may have never thought that you would go. All right, my Libra, so very powerful message here for this full moon. The advice here is to be prepared because it could be a very awe-inspiring change in your life, a dramatic shift in your life that's going to shake the grounds beneath you, but take you to a level of spiritual and rejuvenation, that is going to be very deep, very powerful for you, consecrated with wisdom and love. All right, this is your message, my dear Libras. I wish you a beautiful full moon in Gemini, and if you are interested in a private reading from me, a love reading, either about the relationship that you're in right now, your twin flame relationship, or wanting to know if the person that you have met is that person in your life, perhaps, I might be able to help shed some light on that for you, doing a private reading. You can contact me on my website, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until then, I do wish you a happy and blessed full moon in Gemini, and I will see you next month for the new moon readings. Thank you so much, and be blessed, Libra.